The following episode contains difficult subject matter, including references to suicide. Please take care while listening. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Is Sebastién here?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. It's around 8:30 a.m., but the woman who has answered the door in bare feet, green tank top, dark blue shorts, and paisley house dress seems well into her morning routine. Cheerful with shorter black hair, she's wary of me, now at least. I don't think I'm the person she was expecting. Sorry, come so early. Sorry, I got my shoes on here. I don't want to get your floor.
Lorraine.
I'm David.
David?
I'm from Canada. I'm from CBC.
Oh. Just give us some time.
Sure. Lorraine goes into a back bedroom and I can hear low voices. I've come here to speak to the man she lives with, Sebastién Ferland. As the story goes, his wife, Jackie, disappeared from the house I'm standing in right now on August 17th, 2021. And since then, Sebastién has been the subject of much intrigue and suspicion as people in Jackie's family and the community try to make sense of what happened that night. But trying to make things make sense in a cold case can be tricky. It can lead to a new truth, one perhaps more compelling or convenient, but also potentially unfactual. Sebastién, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Sebastién has come around the corner, seeming to have just woken up. He's bald and lean, in black shorts with colorful triangular patterns and a gray tank top. Tattoos visible on both arms. I'm from CBC in Toronto. Here's my card. This is a beautiful place. Sebastién says nothing but beckons, then silently leads me, downcast and slow, back out the front door and then along the side of the house toward the back. Lorraine stays behind with a kind of polite but tense smile on her face. We arrive at a flourishingly overgrown backyard area with an adobe red cement patio surrounded by painted yellow walls, and Sebastién drags over some lawn chairs across the concrete pad we're standing on.
I got dragged dirt enough, and I know that if I say no to the interview, you're just gonna bullshit something.
That's not the intention.
Yeah, but it's not. But your intention's to make money, right? So obviously you're gonna make me look bad. There's always a new person who get in the picture, and it's like, oh my God, what did happen? Did he investigate the husband and stuff?
There is a lot of talk about Jackie's husband, now lawn-chaired in front of me, but not much real reporting about him or the case. I want to get past all that and the numbing hum of rumor. It's distracting and deflective and like a kind of propaganda that can shield what's actually underneath. What facts can Sebastién provide? Was he or the case investigated, and by whom? What was his relationship with Jackie like? And most germane, does Sebastién know anything more about the day or night of Jackie's disappearance? I'm David Ridgen, and this is Season 10 of Someone Knows Something, the Jaclyn Ferland Smith case. Episode 2, Paper Maché.
Technically, okay, like in that story, okay, a lot of like the hate that I got like from people is just because I said that she had like mental issues.
I've seen some of the stuff on Facebook. There's been a lot of accusations and
a lot of hate. It's just that your wife like leave and stuff and it's not seen again. You need to explain why she left. People just want to have like a guilty person and they just want to accuse me because, yes, I'm the person who was with her, yes. we all heard those things, right? Like, if you want to know the guilty person, look like for like the closest to them, or look at the husband, right? Like all those stereotypes, right? And the people that I get the comments from are all people who never met me, never met her, which is kind of sad, but it's, I guess that's the courageous people of Facebook. It's not like, oh, the beautiful princess was walking in the park and left not to be seen again. Yes, she was beautiful, she was intelligent, but she was also mentally ill. It's diagnosed, and there's proofs.
Despite his misgivings, Sebastién is sitting more across his chair rather than in it, relaxed. And listening to his deep-voiced tone, I make careful note of not only what he says, but how he says it. In the YouTube video Sebastién appears in just a couple of weeks after Jackie disappears, he starts off by talking about Jackie's mental state, and here with me, he also starts the same way. I push further, asking for a bit of history between him and Jackie in the run-up to her disappearance.
At the beginning, 11 years, because we've been together almost 11 years, I think, close to that, she was like perfect. Then,
according to Sebastién, Jackie lost work in Canada, making their finances more reliant on his income.
So she became more stressed, and then had few bad experience at work, different jobs, right? Like, and she started to have like a bit more like episodes, if you can call them, right? Like, if she had no stress and were doing great, she was the best wife ever. Like, she was nice to be around and everything. Like, I really enjoy like the years I spent with her, except obviously when she was sick, like, because it's difficult, right? She's someone who needed stability, and my job could not really offer that to her, right? I'm just honest about that.
Sebastién says he convinced Jackie to take basic training and join the Canadian military to access benefits and job security, but that again, with his own job in the military as a sergeant mechanic and frequent absences, even more stresses were caused in their relationship. Eventually, they made the decision to live and basically retire early here in Costa Rica. Sebastién himself left the Canadian Forces in 2019.
Yeah, I have PTSD, and my PTSD is basically that the stuff that I seen, basically, and just the general stress related to the army is disturbing my sleep pattern, basically. So I don't sleep like a normal person at all. I end up having a bit more like social anxieties and stuff like that. Example, if I'm in public and there's too much noise or like a bit people pushing around, like I'm really not comfortable, I need to leave. Or just being at the restaurant with people behind my back, I'm not comfortable. I still do it, so I keep my comfort zone bigger. Because if you don't do that, you end up like an hermit. You're going to live in your basement and not see anyone.
You become agoraphobic. Or,
Exactly. So, maybe my mistake, but moving into a different country where it's more relaxed, tropical, I thought would be less stressful and help her, because the more she had stress, the worse she was, right?
But Sebastién says it didn't work out to be more relaxed, especially when they got out of their Playas del Coco condo and started building this house we're now sitting behind in the Cacique development.
So then we end up building the house here, and building a house in a third world country with language barrier and stuff obviously ended up being stressful. Basically, like, my plan to reduce her stress level completely backfired and like end up being much more stressful for her.
Sebastién says that stress often manifested itself in violent outbursts.
But nobody speak about like men who are abused and beat up. There's a lot of them, they just don't speak up, right? She used to smash my head on the ceramic tile and stuff like that. She was an athlete, she was strong. And as a man, what do? Like, you can't do anything, right? You call the police because you get beat up, and the police are gonna take you away. They don't take the wife. It's the way it works. you can't do anything. You just let yourself being beat up.
So you never went to the hospital with any of the injuries?
No, but there's actually tons of people who saw me with huge bruises, like in my face, neck, head, and stuff. And even Gordon and Colleen, if they are honest, seen pictures of that.
I press forward, and Sebastién continues, telling me a bit about the time before Jackie disappeared.
After I called her dad to ask for help, that's basically when like everything really started to go downhill. It may be up to a few months before. I was like, I really need your help, like it's going out of control.
Sebastién says things got worse after he called Jackie's parents a few months before she disappeared. While Sebastién was paying for most of the house construction, documentation I've seen shows that Jackie was managing many aspects of it. Slowdowns and shoddy workmanship led to regular disputes between contractors and both Sebastién and Jackie. Sebastién says that Jackie's mental health worsened during this period to the extent that he decided to call her parents and ask for help.
It was more, okay, like obviously, building a house in Canada is stressful, but it's still pretty straightforward, right? Like you expect people to do a good job. But here was like basically, there was a bunch of stupid stuff. Example, you install ceramic tiles.
Yeah.
If there's one that have a chip on it or it's damaged, you don't install that. So you tell them, hey, like this is chip, like you need to replace that. So you get them to replace the tile, then you come back, they replace it again by another tile that's damaged.
Another chip.
Okay, that gets a bit annoying, like basically spend my whole days here, like supervising them, because otherwise that's just mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. But at some point, like Jackie started like to lose her shit on those guys, and it's bad. And I obviously, okay, like taking care of someone like that is not a single person's job, and put that in a foreign country where she don't speak the language makes it much difficult.
Colleen and Gordon say that Jackie did most of the project supervision and not Sebastién. And they also say that the framing of Sebastián's phone call for help was around the difficulties of the construction project and how stressful it was. But Sebastién implies that it was about Jackie's mental state in particular. Regardless, Jackie, Sebastién says, became very upset that he had called her parents.
Then, like, she basically got furious, and she never cooled down from that. She was, like, literally enraged, and she was so angry at me that I called her dad, and she basically had the feeling that I pretty much took her family away from her, because, like, now her family was like, oh, our daughter is sick and stuff, and, like, that kind of stuff.
I want to keep moving deeper here. There is an obvious gulf between Jackie's parents and Sebastién in both directions that can tend towards what I will call an unhelpful bias against each other. And I don't want to dwell too much too soon on anything that might take me away from the central question on everyone's mind. So then the day of the 17th,
Yeah.
What happened that day?
Yeah. The 17th, okay, that day, I'm not going to say hours, okay, exactly, but just like the logical order where like stuff happened, okay. In the morning, she had the physiotherapist, okay, I'm saying morning, it may be around noon, but like before lunch. She had a physiotherapist appointment in Tamarindo. Tamarindo is about, an hour, 15 minutes from here.
Okay.
So I myself normally go with her for appointments because most of the time everybody speaks Spanish. So it makes it easier. And she had like a really big tendency to be anxious and stuff. So normally if I'm with her, I can like avoid some of the triggers and stuff and get stuff to go like easier and smoother. Or so that specific day, I checked my calendar before she leave and had an appointment with my psychologist.
Sebastién is referring here to his own psychologist, whom he would call in Toronto, Canada. Ah, okay.
At about the same time that she had hers. So that kind of started like right there, actually. Because when I told her I have an appointment and I can go, she kind of became like really like jealous, and she was like, yeah, conveniently and stuff, like as if like I had a fake appointment, like to cheat on her with like someone while she was gone or whatever. So that was already a bad start. So she went to her appointment, and
you stayed here.
I stayed there. Like my appointment was on the phone. So while I was having my appointment, she started to send me texts and stuff. Okay, and the text that started, if I'm right, it started. They got the physiotherapist. So I was like, who's they? She's like, whoever's trying like to ruin my life. I was like, okay, but like, then I was like, what's going on?
Across the day, Sebastién says he and Jackie texted each other, and the messages that Sebastién eventually shows me are screen captures from a phone he no longer has. From the screen caps, which do not show the sender's full name, I'm still able to construct a rough timeline of the texting. I cannot confirm that Jackie or Sebastién wrote any of the messages or on what device they were composed on, but my opinion is that the messages were likely written on Jackie's phone and on the phone Sebastién had at the time. I read the messages as I am shown them because Sebastién declines to give them to me as files, although he says he gave these exact text copies to Costa Rican investigators.
Because this is a new iPad, and it's when all my data transferred there. Because that's not even the right year.
Jackie's message is first, composed just after an appointment with her physiotherapist in Tamarindo, whose name is Tatiana. So I told you they got to this physiotherapist now, 1213, who they, that's you, who they, right? Whoever's destroying my life, it was not fine today, what happened, that's you? No, they got her to put the needles in nerve spots, and she said it was the same she always does, but it wasn't. She did one spot, and it was severe pins and needles all over my foot twice. Sebastién tells her his appointment is now starting, and Jackie continues saying what happened during her appointment. My appointment starts now, 12:19. She said she was doing the same thing, and if it was responding like that, she can't do them. Then I said I was not paying. Plus, she had her assistant do everything else, who answered the phone during the appointment without any explanation. I'm not coming back. I'm ready to die. Goodbye. That's 12:20. There is no help for me, 12:21. Please come back, is what you say here. The green one says. I deserve to commit suicide. I'm a horrible person who needs to be punished with an E at the end severely for everything I ever did, 12:21. No, you are not, the green says. This person is just leading me to the right answer. They are right. I don't deserve anything good to ever happen to me. I'm done. Sorry for wasting your life. They did this after I told the doctor yesterday about the needles working. They must have paid her to do this to me, 12:23. I can't win, and I can't live. They win. Everyone wins. I'll be gone. Take care and enjoy your life. Don't look for me. 12:24. No, you say. Do you want me to meet you somewhere? And then it's fuck you, asshole. Keep all your shit and find someone else to torture. 145, right? So it jumps from 12:24, no, and then you say, do you want me to meet you somewhere at 1:16? She says, fuck you, asshole, at 1:44. Keep all your shit and find someone else to torture at 1:45. The Jackie side of these messages shows someone in obvious distress with signs of paranoia. Then Sebastién comes back. And at 2:31, the green comes back. I just want to help. I'm not having anything to do with those things. Where can I meet you, please? I'm in Tamarind. Tamarind. Looked everywhere and can't see you. I will stay a few hours. Let me know where you are, please. Then Jackie replies. The answer at 2:41, I'm not in Tamarindo. I told you not to look for me. 2:42, what do you want me to do? This is not a solution. 2:42, there is no solution, Sebastién. 2:43, this, and then my phone will die, just forget about me. My phone will die, just forget about me. 2:44, 2:46, no, let me help. And then at 5:53, I got an email message that my Dimex cannot be processed. No message from Jackie between 2:46 and 5:53. Dimex is a digital identification issued to foreigners by Costa Rica and is required for banking and other official expat activities. You've done numerous things to me over and over again while I'm the one punished, 635. So fuck you and your perfect mom and ex-girlfriend, which is better than me and Wooks never do or say anything that I do. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Fuck, with a bunch of F's and a bunch of U's. And then that's it. According to what I'm shown, Jackie's texts to Sebastién stop at 6:35 p.m. If these texts are from Jackie, we have a sense of her being extremely upset. She makes threats that she will kill herself and not to look for her, tells Sebastién to fuck off. But then what happened? I want to know more about what was going on while these messages were being exchanged, and of course, afterward. Across this period of messaging, Sebastién says he tried to call Jackie.
I tried to call, multiple times, and she would not answer. She's like, I told you not to, call me, blah, blah, all that stuff. So, at some point, after, let's say, an hour or whatever, the time for her to drive back, she was not here. So I went to Tamarindo and checked all around. I know normally the place she likes to eat or stuff. So I check all around, right?
Tamarindo is a small tourist-developed town of around 6,000 people, about an hour and 20 minutes south of Playas del Coco in good traffic. Sebastién took his scooter, and I estimate that the timing of this departure would have been around 1 p.m., with arrival sometime around 2 or 2:30 p.m. I asked Sebastién if he went to the physiotherapist's clinic. Since that was where Jackie had been when she went into town, it seemed an obvious place to start. But Sebastién says he didn't bother. Oh, physio. So did you ever speak to the person in Tamarindo and say, did she come here?
Those people are like doctors, right? So unless you're the police, they're not going to tell you stuff, right?
Okay.
They have to respect people's privacy.
I find Tatiana and call her to hear her perspective on what might have happened during this appointment with Jackie.
Hi.
Hi, Tatiana, can you hear me? It's David.
How are you, David?
I am good. Thank you very much for doing this again. If you could just tell me what your memory is of that day when Jackie... First of all, had Jackie been to see you before?
Yes, that was, I don't remember exactly, but was the 5th or 6th session that I saw her. That was the 5th or the 6th.
Okay.
She comes to my office because she had, in that time, a plantar fasciitis. That's what she said. And yeah, just we're working on that issue for the last 3 weeks before that day.
Okay. And when she came before, did Sebastién, her partner, come with her?
Yes. Don't remember how many times, but I remember once.
She came alone, and we'll circle back, but did Sebastién come to see you that day?
No. That day, no.
And do you remember, did Sebastién come to see you any other day after that day?
No, never again.
He never came back to talk to you?
No.
Okay. And did police come and talk to you?
Who?
The police, OIJ.
The police? No.
Okay,
No.
ever?
Never, ever.
I asked Tatiana to describe specifically what happened during the appointment.
I used a needle in the posterior tibial muscle, and that hurt her. I remember, and she told me, stop doing that, that hurts. And yes, that was, and actually we finished the session after that because she told me that hurts. We finished with a massage, and then she goes. When she told me that hurts, Tatiana, or whatever she told me, she just told me, I want to finish the session. I don't feel well. Please. And we're finished. And she gone.
Okay, so when she left, did she say she was leaving because of pain, or did she tell you why she was leaving early?
She was very angry with me. was super surprised for me because she was super relaxed, always say hi with good mood, and she was upset that day, and she told me, I don't pay you for this session, etc. I told her no problem.
So, Jackie, when she was saying she was upset, did she seem upset when she came into the office? Before you started, was she upset then?
No. She doesn't talk. She doesn't talk too much, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Just hello, good morning. That's it. And that morning, was normal like the other days.
Okay.
Was at the end.
Okay. And at the end of the session, when she started to feel pain and she said, "Stop, that hurts," what was her behavior like? Was she aggressive towards you, or did she say things that you didn't understand to you, or?
She was aggressive in the way she talked to me. She doesn't do don't touch me or push me or whatever. That kind of, not kind of like behaviors, but she talking like never I hear before.
Okay. And when she left, did she say something rude to you, like, fuck off, or was she mean to you, or did she just say goodbye, I'll see you next time, or how did it end?
No, just goodbye. Se fue. She left.
So that's what I did.
And then, taking a breath, Sebastién prepares himself to get into the last crucial part of the day. The last time that he says he saw Jackie alive.
I kept messaging and checking if I had message from her, like basically saying that she's back or whatever. And not sure about what time I came back. By that time, I think I got back here about dinner time, maybe around that time.
So, dinner time. I'll map out the timings as I go and figure out when this dinner time might have been. So you came back and she was here.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
Okay, she was here, okay, and normally, okay, when people are really angry and stuff, it's not the right time to have a conversation. So since I didn't eat anything all day at that moment, I just went in town and eat, just to get her a time bit to cool down, because to be honest, I hate fighting, so I don't want any part in that. Anybody who knows me know I don't like fighting, and I don't want to fight, period. So, yeah.
So you went alone into town down here in Coco and ate at a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay. What Sebastién tells me is different from what others say he told them about what happened when he first got home from searching Tamarindo. In this version of the story that he tells me, he comes home, sees Jackie, assesses she is still upset, leaves for town to eat around dinner time, he says, then returns again sometime after that, over an hour later. In a different arrival version, Krista recalls hearing that Sebastién arrives and stays home to eat with Jackie. Gordon says he heard that when Sebastién returned home, nobody was there, so he went into town and picked up some food and brought it back, and Jackie was there when he returned with it. In the version Sebastién tells me, where he goes to town to eat, Sebastién mentions the name of the restaurant he went to as being The Palms, but I haven't yet been able to find anyone who worked there at the time or who knew Jackie or Sebastién. In any version of the story I have heard so far, Jackie has returned home after texting Sebastién her "I'm ready to die's," her "don't look for me's," her "fuck offs," and her goodbyes.
When I came back, she was still in the same condition, basically, like pissed off, like to the point where like her green eyes were literally black. So, and I seen that multiple times. Obviously, okay, again, when she's like that, it's not the right time to talk. So I just went to shower. And while I was in the shower, she came and started to take toilet paper, like because the toilet obviously is right beside the shower. She started to take toilet paper and like throw it at me in the shower.
Like so, the rolls?
Like balls, like paper mache, basically, right?
Oh, okay.
But like in a shower, like toilet paper make quite the mess, right? So I was like what the fuck is going on? Like it's like nobody expect that, right?
Yeah.
So I just like took like a piece of paper and just throw it her way. Like stop doing that. It's like it's a disaster. Then she would not stop. She got towards me and punched me in the mouth, and my four like top teeth like went through my lip. So I was like stunned, obviously, right? You don't expect to be hit in the mouth when you're in the shower and getting thrown toilet paper at.
Was it like a fist punch or a...
Fist punch, yeah. So, and she's an athlete, and she's almost tall like me, so she's strong, like that hurt, right? After that, I was like, basically, what the fuck happened? Like there's nothing else to say, basically. You're like this is bad. And
did you start to feel yourself getting angry at that time, or just upset in a way that when she
just
punched?
Upset, obviously, but like anybody who knows me, okay, like I spent 20 years in the army, and I can't even scream at people, even though I was paid to do it. By the time I cleaned the mess, I came out of shower, dry myself, and I looked, she was not there. So next thing I noticed is in front of the couch, we have an ottoman or whatever you call that, like to put your feet. Her engagement ring was there, and her phone. So I was like, this is like really weird, but like it's not the first time too that she get angry and leave and spend a day or two at the hotel, right? Like, or just park herself like a kilometer from here. And
would she leave her phone and ring it on those occasions too, or just this time?
She left her engagement ring before.
Okay.
But not the phone, as far as I know. So obviously there was no way I could contact her. She had no phone. I took my bike and went like everywhere, like to look and stuff. And
this about what time at night?
This was, I would say, between 7 or 9, like around that time. It was already dark.
A lot of different things are said to have happened in this afternoon to late evening window of Sebastién arriving home and Jackie arriving home and thereafter. I'll have to do more digging to see if I can figure out which, if any, version is 100% true. I wonder again about the punch in the face. Sebastién has already said he would not be the type to escalate. And you're not the type that would fight back in that situation, you say?
No.
Sebastién goes on to tell me that he made preparations for his own suicide immediately after Jackie disappeared.
Okay, like right beside my bed, I had 2 tanks of helium, like to commit suicide.
Oh.
Because I was like I'm basically like hanging from that, like before, like somebody say or do anything and push me over the edge. So I was like, I might as well be ready. So
that's awful.
So it's mostly Gordon and Colleen who pushed me there, basically. I had that for like months before my bed, beside my bed. Like I was like, I was basically staying alive at that time, staying alive because I think my parents deserve better. And that story almost killed them, like basically even. So if they lose me on top of that, like they're bad, right? So that's, if I did not have my parents and a few friends here, like I'm telling you, I would have used the propane tank probably before calling the cops, right? I was at that point, right?
At this point, Sebastién takes a few deliberate breaths and adjusts in his chair. It's a moment we all need, and I take it before continuing. Through speaking to Jackie's friends and family, I've discovered that when Jackie left on 2 or 3 occasions, she would return. Sebastién himself has left before for periods of time and admits this to me. Some messages from Jackie to her sister Candace in October 2019 talk about Sebastién leaving and also are suggestive of an outburst he had. Jackie's version of the event reads as follows. October 24th, 2019, 8:02 p.m. Sebastién left me at a restaurant in town tonight for a reason I have no idea about, without money, and so I got a ride with a local to our condo. He left me with no money at night and didn't even care. Then when I came back and asked what happened, he lost it and threw his phone on the floor and then left on the Vespa without a helmet. WTF. Hopefully he returns okay. Geez, can we just have a normal life, please? Sebastién has told me that this incident 100% happened. He threw his phone down so he couldn't be reached, he said, and he left because the situation with Jackie was escalating. Back to August 17th, 2021. So she leaves here. What's the option here if you leave? What would happen? Like if she walked out the door, she'd take her car? The car is a gray Nissan Micra 4-door registered to Jackie, but both she and Sebastién drove it.
No, she did not take the car, actually.
Oh.
So, the thing, okay, that was, again, hidden in social media, and I'm going to say it. At the beginning, okay, like, that's where, like, people, like, were, like accusing me of bullshit and stuff. But it was confirmed by the neighbors there on that side. And she saw her leave the door with a small bag, like, that looked like a small grocery bag or something. And the description, she was dressed exactly like I said, and her hair were exactly the way I said. So our neighbor saw her leave the house.
At that time, between 7 and 9.
So, and this is confirmed. And even my former in-laws are like aware of that. So they won't say it online or anything, but obviously I did not like do anything.
A few weeks later, when interviewed by Pepito Live, Sebastién provides an exact description of what he says Jackie was wearing that night. And now he says something similar to me. Do you remember what she was wearing? I know that there's been descriptions of her. I just want to get it from you to know what the description is.
Her hair were in a bun, like always, pretty much. She was wearing a tank top, like a sport tank top, like fast-drying fabric, like basically, right? About that color, like teal or agua, like, with short shorts and flip-flop.
Photos of the teal flip-flops were circulated on Facebook around August 29th. I make a note to talk to the neighbors about what they might have seen. Sebastién also says there were sightings of Jackie over the following days in Playas del Coco.
The other thing, okay, like following that, like in the next, I believe, 3 days, she was seen by people in Coco here, like people who know her for like years. So it was obviously her. It was not like some random person who's like, oh, I seen her. It was people who known her. But that's why like the 3 person who known her personally obviously know it's her. Because they were, no, we're not talking about that girl who's drunk on the beach. We're talking about your wife. Yeah. One of them, okay, was, his name was Keith. I don't know his second name. He used to be the chef at Coconuts. And then the other was a waitress at the restaurant Santorini. Her name is Carol. Yeah.
Bueno, para empezar, estamos aquí buscando información acerca de la desaparición de una cadente de Playa Coco y ella se llama Jaclyn Ferland Smith.
My questions for Sebastién will continue. So far I've found him open and motivated, but also deeply frustrated, with his points often emerging from a place of anger. But to get some clarity on Jackie's disappearance from another perspective, I reach out to the Costa Rican version of the FBI, or OIJ, OIJ. After several attempts, an officer named Ulysses Guevara answers his phone. He's one of the men in the room, Jackie's parents say, when they were told that Sebastián was a viable suspect.
No, vieras que yo soy el investigador. Bueno, fui el investigador que llevó la causa.
Ajá.
Pero
I was the investigator who handled the case, he tells me and CBC producer Mandy Sham. We ask if he's able to talk to us about it.
Entonces, ¿no podríamos hablar sobre este caso?
no nos tienen permitido, porque es política.
Ulysses says, no, we're not allowed because of politics, and that I need to contact the director of the OIJ in Costa Rica, a fellow named Randall Zuniga. So I make plans to do that and also to contact Canadian police, including the RCMP. But until police can talk to me about Jackie and what might have happened to her, it's family, friends, eyewitnesses, and Sebastián.
Ah, ok.
Tendré que ser directamente con la jefatura, con el director, Randall Zuniga.
There's also something else in Jackie's timeline.
We
Had the amount, right?
yeah, it was $99 or $100 at both places.
Some receipts on Jackie's credit account late on the day she disappeared. Do they offer something? One at Walmart for about $17 around 4:33 p.m., and the other two receipts for a total of about $65 at Tienda La Nueva, a popular surf shop about 45 minutes from Coco. The first receipt there comes, according to the OIJ, at around 6 p.m., and then another around 6:50. But the RCMP review of Jackie's credit card statement shows only one charge at the surf shop at 6:33 p.m. Regardless, Jackie's card was used at the shop in the same approximate window.
Hola. Vieras que está ocupada y ya luego se me olvidó contestarlo. Bueno, vean. No, en realidad lo único que recordamos fue como cuando empezaron a pegar.
We call down and talk to salespeople who say they worked in the surf shop in 2021. They remember seeing Jackie in their store. We ask if they remember anyone else in the store with Jackie, and they do remember seeing her there with a man, but cannot be sure what he looked like or the exact date. I asked Sebastián whether he and Jackie had ever been to the store, and he said they had visited it together about 4 or 5 times. It's difficult to say for sure that it was Jackie using her card on the 17th of August, but they did know her as a customer and recognized her when they saw her missing person flyers. They say that police never spoke to any of them. Jackie's parents, Gordon and Colleen, believe that Jackie wasn't the one using the credit card.
Because they used
Somebody
Jackie's credit
used
card.
her credit card at Walmart and another store.
First, yeah.
Do you know what was purchased there at that time?
Apparently they asked us if this was her signature on the receipt. They had that, but it wasn't her signature. It was just a scribble, and she didn't sign like that. She typed the written.
I already showed that to the police up her usual signature. You can read her name, Jaclyn Smith.
And we'd like to find out.
Jackie's phone would have been texting Sebastián about Dimex at the time the 6 p.m. and 6:50 p.m. receipts were documented at the surf shop. I'll need to check into this carefully. It's unclear from the receipts what was purchased, and if we assume Jackie used the card, what does shopping on the way home, probably for upscale clothing, mean for her state of mind? Also, where is Jackie's phone that was left behind, and what might it reveal? Pings off towers, her locations across the day. Sebastián's version of events shows Jackie to be the aggressor and he the victim. But was that always the case? My investigation has surfaced that this dynamic may at times have been two-sided. In a text from Jackie to Candace, her sister, dated December 2019, Jackie describes a pushing incident and says, Sebastián also grabbed my breast and twisted it and pushed me tonight after I asked him about the towel, and he denied that it smelled. I asked Sebastián about this fight.
Yes, I remember that. Okay.
she did not want like to let me go out of the bedroom. Okay, so she always thought, okay, that the towels were like basically, I don't know, that people were coming when we're not there and opening the door and stuff. And like for whatever reason, they managed never to be seen by anyone. And they would do stuff to her toothbrush or her clothes, making holes in her clothes and stuff, or like wiping their ass with their towel or stuff. So, at some point, she was arguing and like, oh, you're doing that to me, like always the same story, right? And I tried to sleep, and she was like getting all wound up and like aggressive and stuff. So she pushed me on the floor, like in that ceramic floor, right? So I know it's just falling from a bed, but it's not fun. So I came back on the bed. She did that 3 times, if I remember well. And then, like, I gave her, like, a bit of a push, like, hey, stop that. And yes, like, my hand ended up where, like, her breast was.
And Colleen and Gordon also have a similar story that they say they heard directly from Jackie.
Well, they had a night when they went out and were drinking and came back.
Oh, right.
He
knocked
her down.
She said Sebastién knocked her down. He said, no, I pushed her. And Jackie said, no, he knocked her down. That's the second time. And so I talked to Sebastién a few days later. I said, that better not happen again. And so.
What was his explanation? What did he tell you at that incident when you say he pushed her down, or she told you that? What did he say to you? Did he, as an explanation for that?
Sebastién tells me that he only remembers one such incident, and that Jackie ended up falling down because he says she was screaming at him and, in his words, was out of control. He says Jackie at one point blocked the door and then she fell down when he opened it. He says that he did not push Jackie.
Well, he said, oh, yeah, okay, sorry, it won't happen or whatever, but, so... And one thing he phoned us once or twice in the middle of the night there that he was going to commit suicide too or something. We had.
The one night he called and he said he was going to commit.
And we had to talk him out of it. I just tell him
you'll feel better in the morning. And I did say maybe you two have to go your separate ways. And then it was okay.
Sebastién says he was suicidal because Jackie was, in his opinion, increasingly going nuts, and the call to her parents was a cry for their help more than anything.
And it was fine. So Jackie told us that he was a narcissist and gaslighting her, and I didn't even know what gaslighting was. I had to look it up and try to figure out from the explanation, saying one thing and then changing it after and gaslighting her and trying to make her think she was losing her mind or something, So, and she was a pretty bright lady there, and like I say, she had that struggle with her anger issues there sometimes.
When the OIJ told them to leave Sebastián's house, Colleen and Gordon searched for a place to stay. They found a condo for sale owned by a man who said he was a retired local investigator who promised to help them look for Jackie. They bought the condo, but I'm not sure how much investigation this fellow did, and I'll try to talk to him. In the back of their minds, Colleen and Gordon said, was that if Jackie returned, they would be there to offer her some support and a place to stay. I'll be trying to find and speak to the people who Sebastién says saw Jackie, and also to a person named Frank, Sebastién suggests, who knew them well at the condo they used to have, to get his thoughts on what might have happened.
Do you think she wants to be involved?
Yeah, that's why she's there.
Okay. So can I involve you in this?
And what about Lorraine, the woman who answered Sebastián's door? Over the course of my interview with Sebastién, she's appeared in the background, listening, patient, concerned, and I think she wants to say something. Someone Knows Something is hosted, written, and produced by me, David Ridgen. The series is also produced by Maria Jose Burgos, sound designed by Evan Kelly. Natalia Ferguson is our transcriber. Emily Cannell is our digital producer. Chris Oak is our story editor. Our executive producer is Cecil Fernandez. Tanya Springer is the senior manager, and Arif Noorani is the director of CBC Podcasts. You can binge all episodes of Someone Knows Something early on the CBC True Crime YouTube channel, or for early and ad-free listening, subscribe to the CBC True Crime Premium channel on Apple Podcasts. Just click on the link in the show description. If you're looking for another series to listen to, check out Understood from CBC. From the making of Elon Musk to the Pornhub empire, Understood goes deeper than the daily headlines and finds stories at the intersection of business, technology, and culture. Find Understood from the CBC everywhere you get your podcasts.